asked some of the Carroll girls on their softball team, like, hey, I'm doing basketball, whatever, and they were like, straight, like, don't I just do something like that? And you just like, oh, so they went out and take out, that's something I was like.
Okay, well. Are you supposed to be
Talk. Oh, I made this for him.
But then last week I was shooting. So. I'm gonna have to get like one of these covered buckets. Yeah, that would probably be what I have there today. Is it wrong? I was expensive. No.
I'm gonna sleep a lot.
I know.
What was for supper?
All right, welcome everyone. We do have 3 different meetings tonight. The first one will be a reorganizational meeting. That's an annual meeting for the board itself. As soon as that one is done, we will go ahead with our regular scheduled meeting. And then after that, we do have a finance committee meeting as well. So we have 3 meetings tonight. So I'd like to call the first meeting to order, which is the reorganizational board meeting for 2026. I would like to at least stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance and ignore the silence first. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to start the meeting. I'd like to get a motion for the elections of officers. We are here tonight to nominate for board president, board vice president, and board secretary.
Mr. President, 26 officers, I would move to nominate for president Zach, vice president Stephanie, secretary Kirk.
Okay, all in favor? Or any questions, comments?
Say that again. Zach, president, Stephanie, vice president Kirk, secretary. It's 26 officers.
For 2026. Are you good with that? Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Any other comments? Okay. So hearing none for the election of officers, please say aye for board president Zach Owen, board vice president Stephanie Mills, and board secretary Kirk Schwartz. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving forward into routine matters. We have a couple of routine matters in this meeting. I'd like to get a motion to discuss routine matters A through D. We have several here. The first one would be the establishment of board meeting dates and times. B would be establishment of compensation for board members. 3C would be appointment of corporation treasurer. And then 3D, the appointment of school corporation general counsel. like to get a motion to discuss all four items.
Mr. President, I move to put this in that, presented.
Any discussion on 3A, B, C, or D as presented? 3A would be the standard board meetings on the second Monday of every month at 6:30. So that will be no change.
Yeah, you want to still use that exception for the July or the way we come to hiring and stuff. Was it that one or?
So we do have a July, slated as usual, July board meeting would be the third Monday at 6:30 as well. So we just moved that back a week.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. All in favor of routine matters 3A through D as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, I just need one more motion for this meeting, and that is for adjournment.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting adjourned. At this point, we'll go bearing straight here, and we will go right into the January 12th regular board. Okay, at this time, I will open the regular board meeting. We will bypass the pledge of allegiance and moment of silence because we just did that. At this point in time, I need to get a motion for the approval of the amended agenda presented.
So moved. Next.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of the approval of the amended agenda presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. We have several people signed in tonight. I did not see anybody that wished to speak in attendance. Is there anyone that did not get their name on the list that would like to speak tonight? Okay. Hearing none, we will move forward. We have a recognition tonight, the transportation staff, Ms. Stigers.
Okay, so on behalf of Delphi Community School Corporation, I'd like to extend our deepest appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to Nathan Wilson for driving for us for 45 years, and Ms. Tracy Fosnot for 28 years. They've been driving the bus for us. They was recently retired at the end of December. I just want to thank them for their unwavering dedication to our school district, always being on time, and being the first faces that the students see every day. It makes a huge difference when you have somebody that's been here that long and definitely contributed to our school district. So I just want to say that we greatly appreciate them, and we will definitely miss them. Neither one of them could be here this evening, but I just want to give them a shout out because I really appreciate them. And next, I have 3 drivers here that I would like to honor. This driver consistently demonstrates an exceptional commitment to student safety and is very reliable. Conducts his inspections as he should. The dependability of attendance ensures that the students arrive safely on time every day, and he does make the best chocolate chip cookies in the world, I have to say. First is Mr. Terry White. Come on up.
And you're gonna stay up here?
The next driver I have is, I'm not saying yet. This driver goes above and beyond and creates a welcoming and positive environment for all of the students. One of them with kindness and manages their behaviors because, well, as soon as you see, you'll know. She's very patient and professional with them, and also has one of the sweetest grandsons on the face of the planet, Miss June Brown. And my last one, this driver consistently shows outstanding teamwork and initiative. She's willing to help us out and assist covering routes, or if I'm like, oh, I forgot about something. She jumps right in every time. Her dedication doesn't go unnoticed and makes a meaningful difference to our students and staff alike. She also reminds me every Wednesday that it is Survivor Wednesday. So, Miss Lisa Ringer.
All right, we're gonna take a picture together with the board over here. Thank you too. Laura. Come on here.
Smile. 1, 2, 3. Big smile. One more smile. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's in there. I hope I got it.
All right, thank you, Laura, for that presentation. Maybe you'll be here for that 20 to 30 to 40 years.
Who, me or him?
Everybody, everybody.
It just makes sense, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
All right, thank you for that. Congratulations, everyone. It's so nice to hear those things that our staff does, no matter what area they're in. So that's great. Okay, moving forward, consent items. I'd like to get a motion to discuss consent items 5A through X. A being the minutes for the December 8th, 2025 board meeting. 5B, the monthly and payroll claims fund transfer report. 5C, the appropriations transfer report, the transfer year 2025. 5D, the approval of the financial report as submitted by the treasurer. And then we have several hiring recommendations, retirements, resignations there. We do have one facility usage for the DCSC gym facility on March 8th, 2026. So I'd like to get a motion to discuss the approval of 5A through X as presented.
So moved. I see.
Chip, did you have some input on this, or do you want to wait until after the fact?
I can do it however you want to do it.
Is it post input or pre input?
No, just explaining who it is.
Okay. Why don't you do that beforehand,
We're good now?
please? So in one of these routine consent items here, we do have the hiring of a coach. Is that correct?
Yeah, so, obviously, hiring a football coach is always a big deal. It's a community leader. It's a spot that everybody kind of looks to for guidance and for leadership in the community. And several of you were able to be on the MD panel. He's not able to be here tonight. I'll kind of explain what's going on, but I want to at least be able to speak for him. So Terry, that we're recommending as our new football coach. He's been a state large school coach of the year, multiple time winner of Colts coach of the week. His first year at his previous position, he ended a 36-game losing streak and won 2 consecutive sectional titles. So as far as quality of coach, I feel like we've got a really good fit. On top of that, he's highly involved. That's why he's not here tonight. He's actually doing his duties as a state president of the IFCA, the Indiana Football Coach Association. He's now at the national meetings. He's on his way back today. So, yeah, he wanted to be here, but I wanted to at least be able to speak on his behalf. In addition to that, he's had many years coaching in college and at the professional level, played professionally as well in Canada and Germany. Brings all those connections, and I think a thing that will really be able to help our kids want to move on to the next level in the world of football. As well as he's has a master's in education and a bachelor's in education, so he's an excellent teacher. We're excited to be able to put him up for that position, and I just want to be able to speak to him since he wasn't able to be here.
Thank you. All right, does anybody have any other questions or comments about consent items A through X?
Mr. President, I would ask that would be pulled out, so one of our board members, I believe, is Josh, who's on there.
Yeah, that's good.
So it would be just pulled out, one out.
Okay. So I will amend I'd like to get a motion for A through X excluding O, for approval. Okay. Is there any other discussion on there? Okay. All in favor of consent items 5A through X excluding O, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Now I'd like to get a motion to discuss and accept 5O, the Delphi Athletics recommendations. Okay, you have a second?
Second.
All right. Was there any added discussion on 5O? Okay. All in favor of 5O, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay. Motion carries. Okay, moving forward, we do not have a school presentation. We did the transportation presentation this week, so we are moving into the reports. Mr. Dale, did you have an athletics report?
Just a few quick updates. 2 projects, obviously, we've got on the docket we're waiting on to be completed. The locker project, they had gave us a expected shipment date from Florida finally, February 7th. So depending on when the shipments come up, they're anticipating the installation will take about a week to tear out all the old stuff and all the new stuff. So I'm hoping around that second week of February, we hope to be wrapped up, just depending on when the delivery comes. Video boards, we've got all their stuff, get through all the tax paperwork and PO and all that stuff. So their delivery for us is now expected on February 17th. And it's supposed to take about 2 to 3 days, and that actually falls in a really good time in our schedule where the gym is likely used. Most of our teams are on the road, so it should actually be pretty fit for us. Big news over the weekend, Swept Carroll Week. We have 1 team left. They'll compete Thursday. That'll make a full winter sweep, which I think we can pull off. We'll see. We got 1 injury that might hold us back, but swept an entire season for a while, so that's nice. Our large events continue to be a good spotlight for us. We just had the swim invitational on Saturday. Obviously, the kitchen class over break, WrestleMania over break. Those big things, those are big ways to highlight what we do here. And then we also got recognized one of the top 20% for sportsmanship in the state by the HSA. A lot of good stuff here.
Thank you. All right, moving forward to the transportation report. Mrs. Snyder.
Let's see. Staffing, we all love staffing issues. Let's see here. We had 2 drivers retire, 2 were injured, one had a hip replacement, and unfortunately, one passed away. So that left me 6 down at the end of December, but we filled all the positions with some subs so far, so no double routes yet. Let's see here. We had several drivers take the diabetic training class that Mr. Hawk had down at the elementary school. And we have several going Thursday for CPR training at the Human Fire Station. We received our 2 new auxiliary buses over Christmas break, like the 23rd. They passed inspection. They're already on the road. The drivers love them. We got to retire their old ones finally, thank goodness. And all of our other buses passed inspection with no problems. So we just did our semi-annual inspection throughout the year. Probably in June or July, I'll be asking to purchase 2 new buses to keep on our bus replacement policy. And let's see here. I need to work on some recruitment, all kinds. So anybody that has a CDL or wants to get their CDL, we really need to fill some voids. We have several that will be retiring at the end of this school year again. I know it seems like a long way away right now, but May will be here before we know it, and trying to get into some of these classes that they have to take. It'll be here before we know it, and we'll be in the same situation again. So just need people to help us out. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next will be the food services report, Ms. Lazarus.
One more time. Okay, so, at the food service department, we do our best to provide nutritious meals, for all of our children. Try to pay close attention to allergies if we're notified, but if the parent doesn't. Let's see here. And also specific needs, we have some that, have some issues with milk and different things like that. So we provide different things, that are within, our parameters too. We also take in, meal consideration ideas from the kids when they're moist. Can we always fill that? No, but, we do try to. However, we have to follow state guidelines, so we have to take all of that into account, even just simply adding a new item to the menu. Let's see here. Breakfast. For the elementary, the numbers seem to be down a little bit, but hopefully with time that'll come up just with the change of not eating in the classroom versus eating in the cafeteria. But it does seem to be a pretty good transition as far as the staff and everything else. We made some changes this year in the monthly rotation as far as the meal plan for breakfast. And it did take a little while for the kids to get used to it, but it seems to be going pretty well. Kids seem to enjoy some good breakfast. And it has brought in, like, overall, not any one cafeteria, but overall it's brought in at least some more kids. So discussing lunch, I've had several times now received good responses from the kids that all of the schools I went around talking to, several of the kids just randomly sit down beside them and ask them, what they think of different meals. And so far I have gotten usually a pretty good response, even the little kids. They really like the potato bar. And then of course various others. And then, there is something I wanted to talk about with the food safety, like the serve safe that we have to carry. And of course we do our other staff or our other training, but I was talking with the DOE rep, and she was telling me that that they provide it's a serve safe, but only it's like their version of serve safe, and it's free. So she's, made sure that she wanted to make sure that I checked with the health department, so to make sure that it was compliable for them. And so I talked to Randy about it, and he says, yep, they will accept it. So I got confirmation there. And so obviously the great thing is that it's free, because usually it's close to $200 per person for the test. Well, the training and the test. So that was something new that we kind of saved some money on. See here, Skyward. We've had some issues with numbers early on this year for like reports not matching that are used for state reporting. But we resolved that with what was within the Skyward that for the state reporting. But that was resolved. My DOE rep had put me in contact with a lady on over at West Side. She's a food service director over at the West Side in Lafayette, and she's very skilled in Skyward, and was able to quickly tell me, hey, it's a coding issue, let's try this first. That seemed to work out really well for us. Everything was starting to match a little better. And then lastly, for the most part, we have one main project really, and that is dishwasher for Camden was approved tonight, which we really needed. The other one is so old and it's on the class leg, so it's all that.
All right, thank you. Okay, superintendent's report, Dr. Moore.
All right, thank you. It's January, and in case you don't know, it is School Board Appreciation Month. So I just wanted to start with that and say thank you to, it is, yeah, so thank you for your leadership, your governance, commitment to our students and community. Well, 1 month too, so once a year. Enrollment, I want to talk about enrollment. I'm very excited that we are maintaining our enrollment. So we're studying around 1,240 students. With our online enrollment, we piloted the first semester, which went very well, and now we are at 14 students. And that is across the elementary, middle, and high school. We have some students who were enrolled in another online program that have now joined ours. I would like to give a big thank you to Dana, who's here tonight, who really helped to oversee this whole process, as well as Joe. Thank you as well for the technology side of that. It's a lot to work through, but we know it's a good option for our students, and we know that there are families that do want to continue to be Delphi students, and so this is a good fit for them. So just excited to see, really, families engaging in this choice. I also want to say, yay, go Oracles to the victories over Carroll. That's pretty exciting. But just overall, want to celebrate our student accomplishments. Even when you attend, a basketball game, which I saw many of you there on Saturday, our home game, that, you see students such as the one sitting next to me who's leading, the dance, is it pyramid, would you call it? How would you describe that, the pyramid? Yeah, she was in front dancing, leading the whole group, and I just want to celebrate our students and all the many things that we have to offer here at Delphi, and engaging our students beyond the school day. So thank you for for all that you do, and being brave enough to get out there. And she promised she'd teach me how to dance. Excited too for all of the feedback I've been getting about our communication. And transparency. I hope that everyone received one of these beautiful newsletters, in our mailboxes here in our community, and just, really excited to, again, celebrate all the things that are happening here. So I encourage you to check it out, and we'll continue to provide updates. Again, we'll have another update in the spring. So just, again, wanting to focus on all of the progress that we're making, highlighting our students, our staff. And so just the communication, check out my video on Facebook if you haven't seen it. I'm very proud of it. And then also some priorities like safety. That is something I talked about at the start of the year, and received a lot of feedback about the safety app. Just started engaging with that and the training that our staff will receive. Our local emergency management personnel have really been excited about that. They will also receive training, and so that will be coming in this next month, where we'll start training our admin team. Then we'll carry that into our staff, and then, of course, the emergency personnel, and then with the hope of rolling that out in the spring. And again, that is a safety app that would be on your phone versus the manual buttons that we see around our school building. So very excited about that, and we'll also be communicating that change once we're ready for that with our families. So they're aware as well of how we are making sure that our families are safe and our students are safer at school during the day. We're continuing to explore options for early childhood or child care. So those are things we're continuing to explore in funding. So hope to have some, final decisions for that here coming soon in the next few months here. Looking at long-term goals, and that includes staffing needs for next school year. Also looking at summer school. We'll be offering summer school at all levels. So excited for that, for those summer learning opportunities. We know those are very important for our students. And then also, recently we've come together and we are developing a formal mentor program for our new staff. And we're very excited for that. And we'll be not only reaching out and admin working together, but inviting teachers to join us throughout that process to make sure we're really, creating a program that meets the needs of all of our staff. Looking at projects and facilities, we're going to be looking at some designs, and we're going to be looking at those designs and then talking about with the board as well, with making some decisions as to improvements that we want to continue making for our facilities. And then here in the next meeting, we'll be talking about a mid-year financial picture, but we are committed to being responsible, being transparent, and aligning those resources with strategic planning. And then I just want to acknowledge that I feel like at Delphi we are really working together as one team, whether that be from the school board, from the corporate office, and our team of three. And our building administrators, thank you, that many of you are here tonight. Our departments, our directors, grade level teams, teachers, classified staff, bus drivers, custodians. Truly everyone is working together, and I'm just so proud of where we're at right now, halfway through the year. I'm just so excited for what 2026 brings. So thank you to everyone who's part of our team. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Definitely a lot of information, a lot of things going on in all the reports there, so we'll look forward to this. Okay, moving forward to new business, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 8A, the 2026 mileage and meal reimbursement for Delphi School Corporation, Community School Corporation. Second, Dr. Moore.
So with the mileage and meal reimbursement, the federal rate is what we will look to have approved. And so that would be 0.725 per mile. And then also talking about food allowance, moving from per meal to daily rates for daily conferences versus an overnight conference.
Are there any questions on those rates? Okay. All in favor of 8A, the 2026 mileage and meal reimbursement for the Delphi Community School Corporation, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Next, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 8B and C. That would be the purchase of the Camden two-door freezer from Blossom Food Equipment, as well as the Camden dishwasher. I'd like to get a motion.
Mr. President, I move we approve the A and B food equipment purchases. Second.
Okay, Dr. Moore, do you have information or?
Well, I was going to let Amanda speak on behalf of the two-door freezer and the dishwasher. I know she's excited about that.
So our dish machine over there is almost as old as the building. We've tried to repair several times. I actually had a guy just come out because we had ran the numbers as far as paper trays until we could possibly even get one in, just to see if it was even worth the little bit of money it was going to take to fix it, just so that they could get it running for the 3-month span. So they come out and they fixed it, but it's not all the way fixed. It's still making noise, has something to do with the connectors in the electrical box. So it's basically done for, in a sense. And then as far as, the quotes that I had presented, the one I went with was a little bit more, but there was some, table, that needed to be redone. They're gonna have to wind up in like the table, slide table. They're gonna have to wind up and redo the flue-like thing or whatever in the ceiling. I guess it's not quite to code. And then they're gonna have to, redo the electrical panel because I guess the ampage or whatever it is to do with that is not quite going to hold that machine, just because it was such an old style. And then, one of the other upcharges was, even though the hot box that we have down there for regulating temperature for its individual, just for the dish machine, it's not going to be compliant with that machine, so that was the reasoning, some of why we went with the more expensive one. Or well, a little bit more expensive. But, I work with Doug all the time and they usually do us pretty good. And then as far as the freezer, we have a lemon basically, and it's getting ridiculous putting money in it. We just keep on fixing and it's just not doing us any good, so we just figured the best way to go about it would just be to replace it. And she needs all the storage space she has over there because she doesn't have a walk-in. She's just got the little 2-door freezers and fridges. So.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on the purchase for the 2-door freezer or the dishwasher?
I just got a comment. I'm glad to see we're invested in food equipment like that too. I remember, let's see, when I first started 8 years ago, they were even on paper plates, but they said you couldn't afford to get dishwasher fixed. So I'm just glad to see we're investing in cafeteria equipment.
She's been getting some good replacement over there. I think it was about a year and a half ago, we replaced her stove as well, like a regular cooktop. Because she's a little more old school and she uses that a little bit more sometimes. So I guess some of the comments from the guys that were bringing it in said that she's got a top of the line. So I was like, well, she deserved it. She does really well for those kids over there.
I think so.
Is this gonna replace, it got one up on the stage up there? Will this help replace that?
Yes,
Because it's really,
that's the one we're replacing. Yep.
you gotta have things bolted down.
Yeah.
Yes.
So which dishwasher are we actually looking at here? Am I reading it right? There's three, you said three?
Yes, it was the one that was a little more expensive. I can't remember the numbers of what it was.
And I guess I'm curious, do we have any other quotes from equipment from anybody else?
Those were the 3 he provided me with him like checking it out for me. He went around and was calling different companies and whatnot and seeing what all he could do. It's kind of something he usually does for me to help keep our business.
Lawson went and got 3 different prices for
Yes.
3 different
Yes.
machines, right? That's what we're looking at.
I think the shocker in here is the installation cost, but if I'm reading into that, that's major installation and change that we're asking for.
Yes, they're gonna have to reconstruct the slide table that, so like from the sink and around the corner, and then you have the machine itself. Then there's the end table that slide around with the big trays. They're gonna have to construct some of that and do some cutting, so some of that. And then of course, some of it's gonna be haul away as well, so. And hopefully this can be something that can take place over spring break. So nobody's around and you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, any other questions or comments on those 2? Okay. All in favor of 8B and C, the purchase of the 2-door freezer and the dishwasher, both for Camden, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, 8D, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the Parent Square 2026 renewal.
So moved.
So first, I just want to say, before I'm going to turn it over to Joe to talk about it, because this is Joe's recommendation, is that I have heard so much positive feedback from our family and our community about Parent Square. That comes up often in conversation about how that's really helped with communication. So I just want to share that in my conversations with the community. I also should say ease of use with staff. Very easy to communicate with whole school, groups of students, classrooms, just very easy to use, and that really, anything that can help with our communication is wonderful for us to have. So Joe, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, I will add, I feel like we've been pretty successful in pushing to have all communication come through Parent Square rather than what we had before, which was some people using Remind, some people using just all kinds of different things. And now we have one communication tool. I think it's helped. And this would be for both renewal of Parent Square as that communication tool, but it's also for Smart Sites, which is what hosts our website. So yeah, this is just the renewal cost for that. And we do get a slight discount because we have both of their products. It's the same company.
Any questions or any comment for the Parent Square renewal? For the total of $6,331.75.
It's a 1 year renewal, right?
Yes.
Just one question, Joe. I know, does this also include teachers, because our numbers are about 90 less than the numbers on here?
Yes, it wants the number of students, but it doesn't matter how many staff members are.
Okay. So it's 90 less students in our.
Well, if you count the preschool students also.
Correct.
Okay, that's the difference.
Which I don't
Okay,
recognize.
that's not in
When I
this
say,
number, right?
when I say
Okay.
enrollment, I don't count preschool because we don't
Thank
see.
you. That's what I said about mine.
And then there's a little bit of wiggle room there
Okay,
too.
just, somebody's gonna ask that, so.
All in favor of 8D, the renewal of Parent Square for 2026, say aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 8E, the 2026 phone service for level 365 recommendation. Yeah.
Okay, so our current phone service provider is Zayo. We started that contract in 2022. It ends at the end of this year, December of 2026. I haven't been happy with that service since we started it. And so since this past summer, I've been looking for alternatives. I included what we're currently paying for Zayo just as a reference. And then I also went out and I got quotes from 3CX, Zoom, and Level 365. Really liked both Zoom and Level 365. I thought both of them offered a lot of, number one, the service is going to be more reliable. I believe talking with other school districts that have switched from Zayo to these other companies, they were happy with both of them. But then Level 365 is going to offer us some other features that we don't have right now, like a soft phone feature where you can make a call from the app on your phone. It won't be like from your phone, your personal phone number. It would be like from your extension, but you can use your cell phone. So in the event that we had an internet outage, as long as you still have the app on your phone, you could still make calls. So I like that feature. There are other things like voicemail transcriptions. So it'll be easier. I think it'll be more reliable. And in the end, Level 365 came in with the cheapest price too. So they had the most features. They're the most reliable and they're the least expensive. So in my mind, it was kind of a no-brainer.
Okay.
Oh, and they're offering 5 months of free service as kind of like a buyout kind of a situation.
So when does this go into your it's coming into effect before January. next year.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be able to implement it in July, which will make it easier because then we'll start the new school year with the new service. And we're using the existing hardware. We can reuse the phones themselves.
Can you give us the cost for the
It's a 3-year contract. It's $60,743.
That's for all the equipment, stuff we need, right?
That's for setup. It's for all the hardware. It's for everything. Yeah.
And then, is there any yearly fee after that?
Nope. That includes the yearly fee.
One time, yeah.
Well, I mean, there is a setup fee and then an annual fee, but combined, yeah.
One-time fee,
Yeah, I just added up all the associated costs for all 4 of them for 3 years.
Any other questions? Okay. All in favor of 8E, the 2026 phone service purchase for level 365 recommendation, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 8F, the ceramic shop purchase from the SIA Foundation and Education Foundation grants.
So moved.
Dr. Moore.
So these are purchases that through the art department, Mrs. Benson, she requested items through grants that she received. And so just looking to seek your approval for the entire purchase.
You could not access that. I think it will be run down over.
Michelle, can you check the settings on that?
Yeah, everybody has access.
You guys want
Yeah.
to-
I just sent a request to see if it's easier to open up.
Yeah, mine is not open here either.
Okay, there were just a couple of ones.
It's just cheaper.
Everybody has
It's
it.
common, but-
It's right now.
Can you give us the grant total there, Michelle, if we're able to view it? of the
Yep,
cost?
the SIA Foundation, $10,270. And that will purchase 5 pottery wheels. And the Education Foundation grant purchases elements, relays, and thermocouples for $600.
And it's actually a little less than that, I think. She's gonna still have a little money left from the 600.
But it was all from
But it was, yeah, both of those grants are covering.
the cost.
Fully funded.
Mhm.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
So leave it for looking at the total cost.
Any questions?
That's great.
Check.
We appreciate our staff seeking those opportunities and we appreciate those organizations awarding them to us.
Okay. All in favor of 8F, the ceramic shop purchase through the SIA Foundation and Education Foundation grants, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, 8G, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the resolution approving payment of school nutrition program fiscal action from the operations fund.
I say move.
Dr. Moore.
Through working with the DOE and as Amanda mentioned, Rebecca, we were closely a local resource to us, a review for the 24-25 school year, and so we are taking that fiscal action to make some adjustments.
Any questions or comments on 8G? Okay. All in favor of 8G, the resolution approving payment of school nutrition program fiscal action from the operations fund as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, we're getting through here. Let's get a motion to discuss the resolution to authorize 2026 budget changes.
Second.
Dr. Moore?
So this is about preparing our budget, establishing our tax levies, the normal budget cycle that we go through. So advertising, was the most appropriate tax rate. So just making sure we, cycle through all of the items that we need to. for the 2026 budget.
Okay. All in favor of 8H, the resolution to authorize 2026 budget changes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Let's see, 8I, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the approval of the ECA field trip pay recommendation. Actually, as well as J, the substitute teacher pay recommendation. I'll try to get those together for you. Okay, Dr. Moore?
Mrs. Siders and I worked together on doing analysis of ECA field trip pay across various districts in our area. And so making recommendation to increase $1 an hour for ECA field trip pay. And then for substitute teacher pay, did an analysis of local school districts and are proposing that we increase our licensed substitute teacher rate by $10 a day. And also that we raise our certified teacher daily rate by $10 a day.
Any other questions or info on this too? Okay. All in favor of 8J and K, the substitute I and J, the ECA field trip pay recommendation and the substitute pay recommendation as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Mr. President, just for the record.
Abstained? All right, thank you. I didn't catch that, but your wife's involved in that, so thank you for doing that. Okay, 8K, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the DCHS 2026 through 2027 course guide. Dr. Moore.
Well, I would just like to thank Mrs. Kirkwood for putting this course guide together. I know that she gathered input from not only the administration, but also from our teachers. And this is something that is required by the state of Indiana for our board to approve our course list for our high school. So thank you, Mrs. Kirkwood, for the work they put into it. I know it's a lot.
Any questions or comments on that course guide? Okay. All in favor of 8K, the DCHS 2026-2027 course guide, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, 8L, I'd like to get a motion to discuss Kroger, Gardis, and Rodriguez, the KGR LLP.
Second.
Dr. Moore.
So this is a letter of engagement, so it's no cost to us, only if we choose to engage with this individual. In the event that we would need support with legislation or have anyone advocate for us at the State House, this would be my recommendation. I've worked with this firm in the past, and Mr. Schwartz thought he had actually met this person as well. And so I feel strongly that if we would need the support, it's nice to have this letter of engagement. So I'm proposing that we work with them if needed.
So it's my understanding that this does not replace anything, it's just it's a no cost added extra in our back pocket.
That's correct. Yes, and to be fair to explain that our current legal counsel would not maybe be the most qualified to be at the State House dealing directly with legislators. That is not his area of expertise. And so it's good to have someone on hand in the event again that we need extra support. They would work hand in hand.
I just want to clarify that.
Mhm.
So in the event we would need their help,
Mhm.
is there a charge at that point?
Yes,
Do we know what that rate is?
it depends on the services.
Okay.
So I would ask for approval if we were to engage with them, but this would at least secure our engagement with them.
Thank you.
Yep.
And
Good
I,
question.
after meeting the guy, I can very well say I would want him to represent us down at the city. No problem with that.
And it's no secret that I was in some heavy legislation last school year, and I will say, he is very close with every legislator in the state house, and if we need him, he would be able to support us.
Okay. All right, all in favor of 8L, basically just an agreement to, open agreement to talk with KGR LLP, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, rounding out new business, I'd like to get a motion to accept the second reading and approval of the Neola policies from previous meetings. We have a handful of them here. Nothing has changed. Basically, this is just a final reading here and then the approval of those. So I'd like to get a motion for those.
Mr. President, I move to approve the second reading and the policies presented.
Second.
Is there any added discussion after a couple times of these? Okay. All in favor of 8M, the approval of the second reading of these Neola policies presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, we have some donations and thank yous. Dr. Moore.
We have Jim and Dorinda Brown donated homemade wooden puzzles for Camden and Delphi Community Elementary School, pre-K and kindergarten students. Also, we thank you to the Democrat Central Committee for a monetary donation to our Angel Fund. Thank you to the Industrial Federal Credit Union for a monetary donation to our Angel Fund. Also, thank you to our One School, One Book donors for Delphi Community Elementary School. Monetary donations from Delphi Presbyterian, the Education Foundation, the Delphi Lions Club, Caterpillar, and Sue Ann Cornell.
Okay. All right, future dates, February 9th, 2026 will be our regular board meeting here in the Abbey and Libby Memorial Library at 6:30 p.m. Does anybody have a future date that they don't see on there they'd like to add right now?
Maybe the one February 12th.
We have a work session potentially. That one is scheduled for February 12th. That is for a discussion of basically finance and outlook. Anything else? Okay. Moving forward to board comments. I'll start with Mr. Schwarzkopf.
Thank you, Rex. I always appreciate you taking the time to have an input here. You should always know your input is welcome. On that. Thank you, bus drivers. As I've always said, and I know a lot of you, you're our first class and our last class of the day. And I rode some of the buses once in a while, and I just enjoy your enthusiasm, your caringness for every one of those kids. So thank you very much, and well deserved. Andrea and Michelle, again, thank you. It's sometimes you guys sit in the corner, nobody says that maybe as much, but I want to publicly say thank you guys. Dr. Moore, keep the videos going. But thank you though, honestly, for what you do, the flyers, that goes out. It's always great when you get somebody said, hey, I got that flyer, and they're not even, coming to the school, and now they're starting to work on it, and that's, we really appreciate that. I will kind of save the rest for my fellow reps at this point.
That's unusual.
Yeah. You could have sat here.
I could. Just kidding. I want to start off with congratulations to the boys and girls basketball for just a great weekend. I didn't realize we swept Carroll this year, Chip, so that's something we probably have to talk about a little longer. So that's a huge accomplishment. Abby Brown received an exemplary behavior report for outstanding sportsmanship. Those are really cool to see too. To recognize her individually, the team, that's really big stuff. So we really want to make sure we point that out. Nathan and Tracy for their, Nathan Wilson, Tracy Posnok, for 45 years and 28 years of driving the bus. They're legendary. So, it's really something. 45 years, I was still in school when Nathan was driving. And then for Terry and June and Lisa, congratulations. You guys are, as Kirk said, that very first Kirk said, that you your name right. That person that really makes a difference, these kids from the first thing in the morning until they go home at night. And your guys' dedication has just been unwavering. We really appreciate you, but all of us drivers as well. But thank you. There's a lot of stories you guys can tell, and you touch a lot of lives, so never forget that. I'm looking forward to the new lockers and the video boards. As I said, talked to some people the other night at basketball game. They had no idea these video boards are coming, and they're like, "Oh, really? What's that going to look like? Where's that going to be?" I'm like, "I don't know. Come back and see." And anxious myself, exactly. And so, Miss Lazarus, the potato bar. I kind of want to join you on one of those sometime.
Come on over.
See how that goes. It's funny.
Homemade taco meat,
Yeah.
so they have meat and meat, and they have choices.
So many options. Yeah, that's really cool. And I think it is important to find things that people really do, they look forward to and enjoy. And it's fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's good to see the kids come in excited and wanting to eat lunch.
Yeah. Going along with the School Board Appreciation Month, thank you to each of my fellow board members. A lot of people don't realize the amount of time that's spent doing these activities and the phone calls and the discussions, and I appreciate each one of you and your dedication to school and corporations. So thank you for that. To the staff administrators, you guys are what's keeping this thing together. It's been a great year. Really, everything that's been happening is just continuing to point in our direction, and I'm really excited about where we're headed. So thank you. I probably college all the time.
I think that's a wrap.
I do want to say Mr. Nichols out tonight. He's not feeling well, so we just hope that he feels better here. He called earlier today and didn't want to spread the wealth, so we appreciate that. So, Ms. Mills.
Yeah, I'll just say, continued, my favorite part of these meetings are the recognition. So congratulations to you all. I'm glad you could make it. It's not often actually that our recognized people stay for the whole meeting, so we can thank them in person. So appreciate you all being here. A shout out to Nathan and Tracy. That is an incredible amount of dedication, but appreciate you all coming to be recognized in what you do every day. Appreciate the presentations too. I think those are fantastic for us to hear. I know all the administrators have given different updates, and those are really meaningful for us to listen in on. So I appreciate those as well.
Mr. Priest.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the new year. I hope that this coming year goes as smooth as the past year we just had. I'm very happy with how 2025 went. I'm glad for our transportation people to be recognized, not just the ones that are here tonight, but our whole transportation department. They're often unrecognized, and I want you to know that a person will know how much work you do, and I appreciate it. I'm really tickled to death to know that we're one of the highest paid for our substitute teachers. It seems like, from my experience, they might not be appreciated as much as they're needed, but I'm very happy that we're at the top of the pay scale for substitute teachers. It might not seem like a big deal, but it is. All of our buses passed inspection. I know that makes you sweat a little bit. I don't go through that every year, but congratulations on getting those.
Yeah, Mr. Strasser. I too want to congratulate the people that were recognized tonight and all bus drivers for all that you do. I'm surprised you're not just sitting there shaking. It's a tough job, and we really do appreciate it. And then also with the new year,
let's continue on and start it, because I think we're looking at in a good direction.
All right, ladies, House representatives, it's your turn.
I want to say thank you for your coach strategies. You guys really do a lot, especially as like a student who survived the accident. So it was nice to have a coach strategy side for you guys. Thank you. Not gonna beat it at horse. I will say thank you to Mr. Dale for allowing us to and a couple other students to use his resources to kind of promote our like games and stuff. I feel like our student science game is a lot better as if we did this last weekend. Maybe not Saturday, but I would say probably a lot. So that's all, and thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'll round out real quick here. Obviously, Happy New Year. Lots of things changing for the better, whether it's the new equipment at Camden. I know that's been long awaited for, and I guess we kind of wish we had looked into that a little bit sooner. Like I said, we were over there a while back, and just to hear that the hardships of not having those things, I think some of those things were a little bit blind too. So definitely, we ask our people in the buildings to speak up. It never hurts to ask to make sure that you get the things you need. Also, pretty exciting about the online schooling. That was something we really wanted to push for this year. To have 14 enrolled in that, that's huge. Not only that allows kids that maybe don't do very well here to have an opportunity. Also, it brings people back, as we said. So I'd love to see that grow more than that, but obviously we'd love to have them in-house too. So other than that, just thank you everybody for all the hard work you do in and out of the offices. It's definitely much appreciated and not talked about all the time, I feel like. So I just need one more motion, and that is for adjournment. All in favor? All right. Meeting adjourned. And we do have one more meeting after this. We do have the Board of Finance meeting to do. I'll let people access this live.
Just hit. Yeah, see, everybody's on my list. Hey, yeah.
Okay, so I wonder if it's because the folder was so much bigger, like if it's just outside of it. If we do it this way, right? Are these what's linked in there?
Yeah.
Financial report. Okay, so which one did I just say I didn't finish? Okay, so review of DCSC investments and investment policy. Oh, that's weird. So I can get it from the folder, you just can't get it from the link. Okay. I actually did open up some of these and I didn't even think about that. But I wasn't even trying through the link. So
Because I shared it.
yeah, but I think I bet it's because, well, I don't know why, but I mean the folder is so much bigger.
Now I
It's
scan
weird because
them
some of them you get the Word document and the PDF in the folder.
in the folder, but yet.
But I wonder if it's just because it's the folder, like because it, usually. Well, oh really?
Yeah.
So usually in the meetings, like I'll get this weekly update and I'll click here and it'll take me to the board like this. And I click through and find it all, but I don't usually get this. I don't see this usually, I don't think. Like all the different folders.
Right.
And so,
I think that's so you guys can see, so it'd be easier, because it was 3 meetings, otherwise.
Because it was 3 weeks, okay, so
That's
it
why I
was
did it.
different.
But see, like, here, when
Well, so
we're
what I was
saying
saying, so
that
what
when
I
you
think
click
they're
on
saying,
it, but yet when I show
Like
Joe,
this.
everybody's got
this
access.
tells me I don't have access.
I know, and it showed me, I couldn't.
But you have it in the folder that you sent, right? So
Oh, so not the live link?
not the live link, but it's in the
That doesn't
folder.
even make sense.
No, because look,
It
everybody
doesn't.
has
Why would the
access.
link not have
Yeah,
See,
anyone,
because
Look at
look,
me like I'm.
You're the toy person.
see, like this way, whatever. But anyways, we can see
but
that.
yeah, but yet on all the
On the links,
board,
you can.
for the board agenda, it was only that one thing
The only-
that you
yes.
could see, and, but
Right.
you all had access to it
Yeah, that's so weird.
on my end.
Right.
No, I'm like,
And then when they said that,
but every single, in that board, every single one was live the same way.
Share it with me tomorrow. And
Okay. But it was
Sure.
only that one thing that was on the regular agenda, but now on the finance one, if you go to the folder, she can get it, but she can't put on the link.
share it with me the exact same way you shared it with them tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll try to figure it out.
This will be,
We'll meet again tonight.
So, yeah, the one
Yes. We'll talk with you about that.
okay,
Meetings.
okay.
and then.
All right, well, let's go ahead and, we get this party started here. We'll, call the, Board of Finance meeting to order. All right, obviously, we have previously had some meetings, so the, pledge of allegiance, moment of silence will be skipped here tonight. The first thing I'd like to do, order the meeting, I'd like to ask for a motion for election of the president and secretary to receive and review investment report for the Board of Finance. So at this point, we will accept nominations.
I'll nominate clerk.
And who's for secretary?
Mike, Mike,
Yeah, I'll be secretary.
All in, any other comment on that? Okay. All in favor of Kirk as president of the finance committee and Mike as the secretary of the finance committee, say aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. At this point, I will hand over the gavel to Kirk. Yeah, and then, Dr. Moore will go over G for the financial report.
Correct.
All right.
all right, we're ready to go to 2A, right? Or B,
2B.
consideration and designation of DCS depositories. We need motion on all this stuff. I move that we approve depositories for corporation funds for the First Merchant Bank and Security Federal Bank for the current depositories for the DCS corporation fund. Need motion.
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on our depositories? Been satisfied, right? So. Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passed. DC investments, let's see. Review of outstanding checks. Removal of outstanding checks that are 2 years old or generally void. And new fund vouchers funds are still due. There are no outstanding checks this time, but we still need to approve outstanding checks as this point though.
Mr. President, I move to approve the removal of outstanding checks as presented, which are none at this time.
Thank you.
Second.
Any discussion? Any comment? Yeah.
That's good.
That's all good.
That's pretty good.
More of that. All right, any other questions, comments? Not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, position schedule bond, public and official. It's recommended the public employee be set at $340,000. This includes the corporation treasurer, which is set at $100,000. Need a motion for the public employee to be set at $340,000.
So those are different numbers.
No, Kirk, Zach had,
Oh,
yeah.
which is set,
I'll set you up for failure.
Okay, I'm sorry, pardon the interruption, pardon the interruption. Pardon the interruption.
It's two.
Sorry. Okay. This one.
290. That's all right on this. That's all right.
Yep, yep.
Okay. All right, let's try this again. It's recommended that the public employee bond be set at $290,000 and the corporation treasurer still at $100,000. Have a motion. Thank you.
All right.
Any comments on that? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Resolutions to authorize the treasurer to pay claims. It would be recommended that the treasurer be authorized to pay claims on a regular established schedule. Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? We have assistant treasurers. Are they dual or not cross compliant with Michelle or?
We just appointed the treasurer, who did not.
Okay, okay, that's why I just want to make sure. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, Dr. Moore, DCSC Financial Report, it's your turn.
Thank you. As required by Indiana Code, I will be presenting financial update in our school district. We will turn your attention to these indicators. This is through the DUAB website, where we have access to all school districts. So these charts come directly from that website. So the purpose of this report is to provide an overview of the financial condition of our school district using state-reported fiscal indicators. And so this information is shared so it can support decision-making by our Board of Finance and to ensure the public understands our financial health, trends, and long-term financial outlook. So starting with our district overview, and this is from last year, so it's a year behind always. So looking at our ADM, currently, as I already shared, we're around 1,240 students versus we had 1,255 fall 2024. That was our ADM. And we operate within a population of 9,532. That is our community population. And our district's net assessed value is approximately $760 million. Which of course is a factor when we're looking at local revenue capacity and looking at long-term financing. So,
Question.
sure,
The 9,532 you said is that all eligible townships for our corporation only, or what is that? What area does that actually encompass?
that's supposed to cover our school district.
District, whatever that boundary is.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And this is what DUAB pulls themselves, so it's their number that they decided. Next would be we're gonna stay right there with enrollment for our ADM. And so looking at our ADM, you can see we have had a gradual decline in the past decade. But this is consistent, this isn't unusual with other rural school districts across our state. But it is something we need to pay attention to because we know state funding is really directly tied to our student enrollment. Looking at our, we can go ahead and scroll down a little bit, demographics. We do have a high percentage of students who are eligible for free reduced lunch. We do have a steady population of students who receive special education services. We have a small population of our ELL students. But we want to make sure that, we're meeting the needs of all students, so we want to continue making sure that we're making good decisions to ensure adequate staffing, services, and supports for these populations. I do feel really good about it. I will say with our, we're working with the co-op now, and I really do feel that's been wonderful in terms of, additional support in making decisions. So I do think there's a lot of value in working with the co-op because we do have access, to a lot of resources, such as I recently met with deaf hard of hearing teacher, and just the access of the technology and devices that she's been able to help set up for our students has been fantastic. So that's what we want to continue, making good decisions to meet the individual needs of our students. Okay, continuing with fund balances. So this would be, one of the biggest indicators of our financial health. And this shows from, 2014 to 2024. And so we have shown from 2019 through 2024 growth in all overall fund balances. Looking at, the education fund, operations fund, that's, I'd say, healthy. Overall, we've had growth, and that's positive. So as of 2024, again, I know we're talking 2024, not 2025, our total fund balance represents it's about 82% of our annual expenditures. And so that's positive. Strong fiscal management, of course, being conservative budgeting. And so maintaining healthy fund balances, we're trying to make sure, we have flexibility should an emergency arise, and then also thinking about our long-range planning.
Is there a target percent that you would be?
Well, that's a good question, and we are, actually, Andrea and I are meeting with, the company that we just engaged with, People, tomorrow, and that is something I want to talk to them about, because I know the expectations for school districts, like they're with, Senate Enrollment Act 1 is, things have changed. And so I do want to hear from the financial experts across the state and get their advice as to where, too, they feel, would be appropriate to maintain right now, because things have changed.
Right.
Especially with how operations is going to be impacted in the future, we may look at, changing what we would consider, maybe in the past might have changed today. So that's something I look forward to talking with you about, especially as they come and present to us as well during the training that we're going to receive in February. So I think that's a great question, and I think we all need to be on the same page with that. So I look forward to providing that information. Good question.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Okay, so our annual deficit and surpluses. So we have a steady increase in fund balances. So I would say overall, in the past, we've had to make there's been some corrective, action that's taken place, but things have stabilized, I feel, for our school district. Can you continue?
Keep going.
So you can see this thing here. This is the 81.9% that I referenced for 2024. We want to continue. And here's our revenue by type. And to talking about, primarily our funding does come from state funding. Obviously, we have local property tax revenue. But overall, everything is costing more, right? So expenditures have increased, staffing costs, benefits, obviously utilities and transportation, maintenance of facilities, and so instruction as well. We no longer will receive, money for curriculum. And so these are things, yes, expenses, we're spending more, but so that's why we have to make sure that we're continuing to see, our balances, maintain or increase. Okay, scrolling down, we do not have, and we do not rely on operating referendum as a source of revenue. And just overall, I feel like we're in a stable state, improving, I would say, our financial position. I'm excited to work, with Steeple, to get their area of expertise and meeting with Andrew. We're gonna spend a couple hours together tomorrow. And then I know they're going to be meeting, with you as well. And so, key strengths for us, I would say we have growing fund balances, improved financial reserves. I feel like we've been responsible, with budgeting, looking at long-term planning. But challenges we do face that we need to recognize would be declining enrollment. As much as we're maintaining right now, over time, we have faced that challenge. And of course, our student needs, they have increased. But I do feel we're making good decisions, such as working with the cooperative, to ensure those needs are being met. And then I've already referenced any rising operational costs, facility costs. That's anywhere, businesses, schools. But that is a challenge that we need to work through. So looking ahead, of course, we, want to be very responsible, but also we want to be transparent, with not only you, with the community. I think that's important. I'm excited about, we're having a master facility study done that'll help us really work through some of the challenges we face with our facilities and our needs. So that is going to be a 10-year plan. So that is something that Performance Services is providing to us for free. And so they will end up putting that report together, working with our custodians, our maintenance team, and making sure that they will present all that information to us so we can make those decisions. I think that's a big piece, is making sure that we know what's coming and then we can plan for that financially, but at the same time continue to work on some of those bigger projects that we, think are important as well. So really, I'm excited about, aligning our, financial, decisions with our strategic priorities. And of course, always considering student outcomes, because that's what this is about. So thank you.
Any questions?
Your report.
Okay. 2A, consideration of conflict of interest disclosures. I think everybody should have had them. Probably should have, I don't know, everybody get them filled out except for Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's just a standard, you have to do it by law.
Yeah, it's not like,
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah. they just- Yeah. So you got everything you need on that?
Mhm.
All right, we have one more thing and not so adjournment. Motion for adjournment.
I move for adjournment.
There.
Second.
You beat.
I'm so proud of him to have a motion like that. He wasn't sure how to do it.
I lost my voice.
Discussion. We have, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No? Easier.